Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast. These last few weeks, we have been talking all about lead magnets, and I've been working on a new workshop that helps you create a rinse and repeat approach to lead magnets so that you can save time and serve your clients more efficiently. Today, we are going to dig into the concept of having systems and processes in place from a business strategy perspective so that you can save time and serve your clients more efficiently. If you know anything about me, you know that I love efficiency, I love systems, I love processes, so that's where we're headed today. I'm Dr. Moore, a college psych professor, homeschooling mom, and entrepreneur, and I've spent the past 10 years learning how to balance everything. Here on the Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast, I'll share the ins and outs of maintaining a growth mindset and saying hello to grit, that thing that will get you to your long-term vision despite challenges and busy schedules. After all, you got into business to do more good in the world, right? So let's get started. This past weekend, I was working on my rinse and repeat lead magnets workshop slides. And as part of the workshop, I'll be giving attendees an email sequence template because once you send out that lead magnet, you need at least 5 emails in your email sequence so that your potential clients, the people that have just joined your world with your lead magnet, are taken care of so that they know what you are offering, so that they know how they can make the most of the lead magnet resource that you've sent them. And it can be a sticking point for a lot of folks to build that email sequence. So I am including an email sequence template of the 5 emails that I recommend sending inside the workshop. Now, what you'll recognize is that as a business owner, you are going to create many different lead magnets as your business grows, as it evolves, and as you learn more about what your clients need right now. And so if you're going to do something over and over, my philosophy is create a template, make it simple. Yeah, make it simple. I'm a big fan of that rinse and repeat kind of concept. And as I was creating the email templates for my clients, I was really drawn to thinking about how we can all use more systems and processes in our business. I'm probably thinking about this because we are doing our homeschool planning for the upcoming year. And I always have to work a little bit smarter, a little bit shorter, so that I have enough time to focus on our kiddos' school. And you probably have something that keeps you busy as well. Maybe you're working a 9-to-5 job and you're growing your business in the evenings or on the weekends. Maybe you're caring for aging family members, or you have a chronic illness that leaves you depleted. Maybe you just want to spend more time having fun and playing instead of being in front of your computer. Regardless of the reasons, we all really do need systems and processes inside our business. Why? What do they really mean in the context of our work or our business? Well, first up, I want to acknowledge that the concept that we're talking about today, systems and processes, this is by no means new. Let's just put it out there. It's not new at all. But systems and processes are how you get things done efficiently and effectively in any industry, in any business, in anything. You have systems and processes for folding your laundry and getting it put away. You have systems and processes for creating a grocery list each week and getting those meals cooked. Okay, so systems and processes are everywhere. At its core, a system is a way of doing something that's repeatable, that it's predictable, that it's scalable. And a process is the series of steps you take to make a product or provide a service. So why is all of this really important? Because creating systems and processes that allow you to rinse and repeat instead of creating from scratch every single time you do something does wonders for your productivity. Here's how. First, you are not reinventing the wheel every single time you have to do something. How many times have you found yourself doing the same task over and over again? From the grocery list each week in your home to sending the weekly email that you send to your email list to creating the social media posts that you post each month, right? You're doing those over and over again. What if you could find a way to streamline that task, to create a process for it, and then just follow the steps every single time? That's a lot of saved time and effort. Secondly, Systems and processes are not just about getting things done. So I don't want you to think, as we're talking in today's episode, that I'm just all about checking things off my to-do list. While that is awesome, I want to make sure that the systems and processes I have in place are actually helping me get things done right. In other words, I'm not forgetting steps. Let me give you an example. I'm super fortunate in that my husband publishes my podcast episodes each week. And he knows, he has a system, he knows the process, he knows all of the steps. And so he actually wrote it out for himself in the very beginning so that he wouldn't forget anything. Now he doesn't need that list anymore. But when he's traveling, or if I need to do a last minute episode and he's not available to publish it for me, what do you think I need? In order to get it done correctly, with all of the right parts in the right place, I need that list. I need the system he uses with the process, the series of steps, so that it gets done with a certain level of quality, consistency that my husband does without even thinking anymore. But I wouldn't know what to do without those systems and processes in place. Let me give you another example. This one's kind of something that we can all relate to, whether you have a podcast or not. Think about your favorite restaurant. I want you to think about why it's your favorite. Of course, it probably has delicious food, but I bet more importantly, it's because you know exactly what you're going to get every single time you go. You have a consistent experience that meets your expectations. And that's because the restaurant has systems and processes in place to ensure a certain level of quality. Have you ever been to your favorite restaurant and you walked out and you go, wow, that just wasn't what I was expecting tonight. It's not the way it usually is. Chances are there was a breakdown in their systems and processes. Maybe they had a new cook. Maybe they had a new front of house manager. Maybe they had a new menu that just made everything confusing. This concept of consistency, of quality, of systems and processes that works in a restaurant, that works in your home life, that same concept applies to your work or your business. When your clients get emails from you that are all in the same voice, that have a similar format, what you're doing is giving them a piece of comfort. They know that when they click on your email, they know what they're going to get. They're going to have a little story at the beginning. They might have a cute GIF or an animated something. They might have a little meme in there. You might give them a summary of what's happening in your business, whether it's podcast episodes, blog posts, something special happening on social media. The key is that, and then you wrap it up, right? The key is that they know what to expect. It isn't difficult for them to understand, and that builds trust. It builds that comfort. Just like you grab your favorite hoodie, your favorite yoga pants, whatever it is, you put them on because you know how it's going to make you feel. It's going to be cozy and comfy. It's going to feel great, whether you just had a massive meal or you just had, this beautiful salad. You know that those yoga pants feel good no matter what, right? So systems and processes aren't just about getting things done. They're about getting things done right, having a quality and consistency in your work. The third reason we want to have effective systems and processes in place is that it frees up your mental space for the tasks that really need your zone of genius, your unique skills. You're not bogged down by the routine tasks or firefighting crises because your systems have taken care of all of it. You aren't spending hours and weeks doing some task that can be systematized. Instead, you're spending an hour or two taking care of everything. And that gives you the freedom to think creatively, to innovate, and to add value in ways that only you can. Think about the last time. You've probably heard me talk about Mihai Csikszentmihalyi's concept of flow before. I want you to think of the last time you were in a state of flow where you were fully engaged in what you were doing. The ideas just were flowing. You lost track of time. Was it because you were doing a mundane task you've done 100 times? Or Was it when you were working on something that challenged you, that excited you, that allowed you to use your zone of genius, your unique skills, your unique talents? If I had to guess, it's when you were working on something that challenged you. So what happens is when you can create systems and processes for all of the other stuff, the routine stuff, the stuff you have to do over and over again inside your business, and let's face it, business has a lot of that stuff in it. You are saving time, space, energy, mental space, physical energy to really lean into your zone of genius. And that's where so much business growth happens. That's where the unique idea that no one's quite thought of this angle before, that's when it pops up, when you can implement it, when you can explore it, you can do the research and start to design something new for your clients. Okay, so far we know that we don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time with systems and processes in place. We know that we're going to get a certain level of quality and consistency with systems and processes. And we know that systems and processes will allow us to get into the zone, to experience flow and really spend our time in those flow states so that we can really create a business that is unique, that is in our wheelhouse, that we love, that fulfills us. Okay, finally, this one's a little bit more down to earth here. Systems and processes are essential when you're ready to scale your work or your business, especially, and if you're thinking, I'm not anywhere close to scaling my work or my business, that's okay. One of the very first hires that most businesses make, especially online expert businesses, is for a virtual assistant, a VA. So when you're ready to scale, I want you to think about the concept of hiring a VA. Think about it. If you don't have a system for how things are done, how can you explain it to someone else? But if you have a well-documented process, you can hand it over to the VA, the virtual assistant, and feel confident that with a little bit of communication, they can follow the steps and get the job done right for you. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you effort. It's going to save you money. And it's going to ensure that the quality of your work doesn't change, doesn't suffer when you delegate your tasks. And it might even stand to reason the quality of your work will go up because now you've hired someone, their zone of genius is all of these kinds of tasks that you are delegating to them. So they're going to make your systems and processes even better. And you are going to focus even more of your time, energy, and effort on the things that will move your business forward. Neat, right? Doesn't that sound good? Creating systems, creating processes can feel, when you're listening to this, you might be feeling that it's complicated or that it's time consuming. But in reality, it's all about starting small and then building up. Start by identifying the repeatable tasks in your work. Document the steps, refine them, optimize them. Systems and processes are living, evolving things. They are meant to be adjusted, reviewed, improved as your business and work grows. So I want to bring you to our action item for this week. Chances are you probably already know what it is since I just gave you a little bit of foreshadowing, but if you didn't catch it, because I was quick about it, I was sneaky, here's your action item for this week that is designed to move you closer to having systems and processes in place. But first, remember, do me a favor, promise me that you'll remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So this week is not about big leaps. It's about taking small, consistent steps so that we see that massive progress. Your action item for this week. Start keeping a running list of all the tasks you do. Every single task in your business. No matter how small, no matter how insignificant it seems, we want to make sure that we keep a running list of all of the tasks that you're doing. Why? You can probably tell me some of the big ones. The problem is that we often underestimate the number of repeatable tasks that we do on a regular basis. So keeping track of that is going to help us identify where we can create systems and processes. So here's what you do. Either, if you're kind of an analog person like me, get yourself a notepad If you like digital formats better, open up a Google Doc or your favorite task management app, something that you use. It does not have to be fancy. The Notes app on your computer is perfect. And for the next week, I want you to write down every task that you do that's related to your work or your business. And I mean every task. Responding to emails, creating social media posts, making sales calls, creating the weekly email, creating your weekly content. If you are a podcaster, creating your weekly podcast episode, the editing, the publishing. If you are creating lead magnets right now, like I am, I'm doing a few right now in succession. What goes into creating your lead magnets? Don't leave anything out. This is not the time to edit or revise. I want you to just, every time you start a new task, I want you to quickly jot it down. And at the end of the week, I want you to go back, grab your favorite cup of tea, your coffee, your smoothie, whatever it looks like for you, and find a comfy space to sit, because I want you to review your list. Review the whole list. And you'll probably be surprised at the sheer number of tasks you do. So if you've been beating yourself up that you're not doing enough, look at that task list. It's going to tell you a whole different story. And then once you've celebrated yourself, patted yourself on the back for everything that you managed to accomplish, I want you to start identifying the tasks that you are repeating. So you can grab an extra sheet of paper and say, sent emails to clients, and you can make tick marks behind it. How many times did you do that? How many times did you sit down and respond on social media? How many times did you go to create social media posts? And think about how long it's taking you. But first up, truly, just focus on the number of tasks that you're repeating often. And this is where it gets to be interesting. This is where I love talking with y'all about productivity. My top 5 strengths are all in the strategy department. So thinking about these tasks, I want you to consider how they can be more efficient. Could you have a template for it? For instance, if you're constantly replying to clients with the same type of information, maybe they're unsure where to find a link or they need a specific resource, can you create a template for that email that says, hey, first name, hey, Sarah, thanks for your email. I see that you're curious to know more about concept XYZ. Here are some of my favorite resources on the topic. You'll find them in our course hub, our membership area, or just out on the internet. Create a template, whatever works for you. And you'll have all those links there and say, you know, as you go through these, please let me know if you have any questions and I'll be happy to chat about them. Have a great day, and sign off. You could have a template with that. So at the next time someone asks about the concept, you go, oh, I've got a template for that. Copy, paste, insert first name, make it a little bit more specific if you need to, and then hit send. Instead of having to go gather those resources again or look up in your membership community or your hub where that specific video is that deals with this topic, it's all done. Create a template for it. Is there a system? Think about, is there a system when you're looking at your list that you could put into place to streamline something? Is there an app or a tool that you can use to automate something? For instance, I use Social Curator, which is it's a software as a service business type thing. It's an app, but it's on the internet. And I use it to create all of my social media posts. So I put in all my graphics, I put in all my content, my words, and then I schedule it right there. Could I schedule it in any number of places? Yes, but I'm going to schedule it where I'm creating it because it cuts down on a step for me. So there's a tool, and then that tool, that app, is responsible for actually posting when the time and date come that I said I wanted it to appear in my social media platforms. So I'm automating things. We are so lucky. There are so many options out there for how to automate things. This exercise that you're working on this week is your first step toward increasing your productivity, freeing up your time to focus on your unique skills. It might seem silly. It might seem redundant to track all of your tasks at first, but trust me, it can make a world of difference in how you manage your time and your tasks. So go ahead and get started on that list. Remember, it's about progress. It's not about perfection. It's not about trying to figure everything out right now. Right now, your action item for the week is to simply write all of your tasks down, and then start to notice which things you do over and over and over that could potentially be simplified, streamlined with a system and process. We're not completely overhauling your workflow. I don't want you to feel like this is turning the turnip cart over. It's not. It's about creating a way to build space into your business for your zone of genius. I can't wait to hear how this task goes for you. Everyone has a slightly different reaction to it when they do it. I love hearing clients' reaction to, wow, I had no idea I was doing that much of XYZ. So the key is to take a step, right? Take your action step this week. Okay. That brings us to the end of this episode. Let's do a quick recap in case we got lost in that conversation of tracking your tasks. Key points that we covered: systems and processes are the backbone of efficiency and effectiveness. We need repeatable steps because it saves us time, but it also ensures consistency and quality in our business. When we eliminate the need to reinvent the wheel, those systems are going to free up your mental space so that you can get in the flow. You can use your unique skills where they're needed. You can get that zone of genius working for you. And finally, systems and processes are going to be essential for delegating or outsourcing when you're ready to bring in a virtual assistant into your business or other hires into your business. Remember, your action item for this week is to start documenting every task that you do for your work or for your business. It's the first step toward increasing productivity. So give it a whirl. Do it. If you forget a day, don't beat yourself up. Just start from when you remember. Okay. Take the notes, then look for the repeatable tasks and start thinking about ways you can be more efficient. If you found today's episode helpful, if you enjoyed listening in, found value in the discussion, I would greatly appreciate it if you could take a moment to subscribe to the podcast, Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast, and leave a review for me. Your support helps us to continue bringing more content like this. It also helps me know what really resonates with you, what you find the most helpful as you are growing and building your entrepreneurial vision as you're building your business. Remember, small steps lead to big progress. So don't feel like you have to overhaul your workflow right now. Don't do it overnight. It's just about taking consistent incremental steps to improvement. All right, that's all I have for you. I'll see you back here next week for another episode of the Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast, where a focus on mentoring, community, and implementation removes the overwhelm of building your successful and profitable business and adds in a dose of momentum. Until next time, have a healthy, safe, and happy week.